We almost there. It's going to be big. MMG stacks a milli. We're real close to it. I know that. I got 2 knives for unboxing now. And they both switchblades. And I got the Bowie. On top of that, I got the Bowie. You don't want to see the Bowie. Moss Yoke Overwatch. Bowie knife. When it comes out, I don't play. Because a lot of boys got the machetes. A lot of boys got Bowie knives. In case you gotta cut something up with the Bowie. The Bowie. Nothing better than a classic machete though, but this Bowie knife's real nice. Whoa, what's going on with the Bowie there? Oh, it's got a little I always wanted a Bowie knife. Moss Yoke Overwatch. They're on Amazon. They're a lot of places. Bass Pro Shop and all that. No, boy, you don't own me. I went to school, public school and all that. I already done learn from people. People were well paid for what they taught. Other than that, you could catch the 4/5 under your jaw. Yeah. What did you say, Steve? What did you say? Did you say that you could catch the 4/5 under your jaw? The heckling coach. You could catch the 4/5 under your jaw. Check out this 410. You read it? I don't know if I show you. You can see the primer. 410s, but you could catch the 4/5 under your jaw. Yeah, I don't got my hand fixed all the way yet. It's about to be done though. Yeah, it's my new 4.5. 410 shotgun. Anyways, I got another iPhone. I ain't going nowhere near my buddy. Focus on saving. I'm trying to save 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. So then I can get my mortgage. My goal is around $50,000 mortgage. I mean $50,000 down payment. So I can save. My goal is saving $50,000, and then I can buy my house with the down payment, and then my house is exempted, and I still get my ODSP. So that's my biggest goal. And I just want to eat. You're going to see a lot of mukbangs. You're going to see a lot of mukbangs. We get a lot of fireworks here in Port Elgin. There's no better place to live as being me. I love my apartment. I call it a condominium. I love my apartment. I got my computer set up. I have my bedroom where I watch movies. I love movies. Star Wars. Hey, that could be a great one to watch tonight, Star Wars. These shirts, you can get one too. Look, there's Darth Vader. Amazon, they're $30 each. They have all different sizes, even big sizes. Yeah, I got some gold. I got that silver. I want more precious metal. I want to get a safe. That's a big thing in my Amazon cart right now. I have a really nice fireproof biometric gun safe, but it's not just a gun safe. It's also a safe for saving, for putting my documents in. For say I just want to leave the house and I put my gaming laptop inside of it because it's a heavy safe. You can't break into it. If anyone breaks into the apartment, it just takes so many hours and hours to get into the safe or to move the safe. So you put everything in the safe so that if somebody does break in, they can't get in the safe and they can't move it. By the time they're moving it out, they get it anywhere, you're already back because you were just running out and yada yada. So it keeps your valuables safer when you're just going to the store to get groceries, run into the mail or post office, yada yada. You don't know. Somebody might bust in, and there goes your camera, your this, your that. Just like that, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. But that's why that's safe. It's $500. But that would be the next big thing for me, is a really nice biometric safe, because I have guns. Okay, I own this firearm here, which is a 45 410, like I think I said, and I own a 32 caliber revolver. So I own firearms, and then I own the gaming laptops and other stuff. Other, like, say I'm starting to build onto my credentials, like I'd like to put my birth certificate sitting in there, because a birth certificate is very valuable. So you put your birth certificate and stuff in there. Somebody could try to steal my birth certificate and try to run off and try to say they were a Canadian citizen or something. Try to get all my hospital benefits and my other benefits and all that. You don't know. I never get, anyways. So I want to get that. And then there's a lot of different stuff. What's something else what's a big thing that I'm going to get? A lot of people got their gun safes 10 to 20 years ago. People got their big safes. And that safe, I can bring it with me if I do buy a house and all that. But I got to get it soon. Well, no, my mom bought her trailer here. So I'll be here for years and years. So I'll get my safe. I'll get all that. I'll be here. I'll save all my money, pay my rent, but save, and then I'll have it. Eventually, my credit will reset. I'll be able to do a down payment or something. But I want to be very secure, because when you buy a house, you got to pay your own. You got to buy your own water and all that. I want to get one of those Pop-A-Shot basketball arcades. They're $389, or even the single one. You can pick up a basketball, throw it in the hoop. You don't have to go outside the basketball hoop. I don't necessarily like to go. Even though Port Elgin, I like to pass it by. But I'm not one to bring a basketball out there and shoot up. I like to stay in my apartment and do the basketball arcade. But I pass people by all the time, and they're playing basketball. And they are in many areas. We have basketball courts here. But that was just one thing to play basketball. Oh, I want one of these high-back, big and tall leather office chairs. I have this one here. Oh, I have this chair here, this leather black one we got. It's all right, but it's not the big and tall 400-pound big office chair with the high back. They have those on Amazon. They're $369, about $400 around. That's a big investment. In the future is a really nice chair. I want to get new cooking ware, copper collection cooking ware. Oh, I want to get an ROG. Even though I got 2 laptops now, I have an Asus Tough, and I'll vouch. It's an awesome computer. It's enabled me to make more music and all that. I got Red Dead Redemption 2. I got Mafia Definitive Edition. I got all different games. I'm making music like no tomorrow. It's fast, Ryzen 5, so it's not even Ryzen 7 or 9. It's great. Plays games. Oh, it has a 144 hertz screen. That's different than both. I have a curved monitor. I got this square one that's HD 1080p. I got a 4K, but then none of them are 144 hertz. Only my laptop, gaming laptop here with the Asus Tough, which was only $1,000 total, has the 144 hertz, and man, does it make a difference when you're playing games. It looks really good. Sometimes I just like to look at the gaming laptop. Sometimes I like to look at this big screen, but nothing beats that 144 hertz. It's great. So if you're looking to get that higher refresh rate, it makes a big difference. Oh, I got a new microphone, and it's working. That's a big thing. Blue Yeti, and it actually works. It's got the stand. It sits here on my desk. I've been doing mostly music with it, recording music, and that's been great. So I got a lot of songs done with the Yeti. And so that's great, yeah, because I needed a microphone, a nice one for a long time. That I got that on sale for like 100 and something, and it's a good. It's been making good music, yeah. It's really good, high quality. It sounds like music that's being made on like $1,000 microphones, and it's USB and all that plugged in. I got the Hoppies #9 gun oil for lubrication and gun care and maintenance and all that. It's really nice. I got my Cuban link, but I went with silver. Nobody else in the industry's got the silver, the solid silver Cuban links. Everybody's got gold ones. Everybody was rocking the gold Cuban link chains. It's a really nice Cuban link chain too. Here, I'll take it off and show you. It's got the clasp or whatever. It's got the clasp here, 925 silver. Italy, Italian. It's Italian made or Italian silver or whatever, 925 Italy. Unless you could show, you have to show, yeah, but unfortunately that's not the case. Look at this button. I got the receipt for it. I got the box, everything like that. Even the owner knows me because I bought my gold ring from him too. This one was $1,000 too. And then I was going to get gold. I was going to get a gold chain, and then he said, no, look at this solid silver. And I was like, you know what? I love silver. I came from Canada. Silver is a very valuable metal too. So $1,000 in silver, it's pretty valuable, and it'll last a lifetime. I got the silver cleaner. It'll tarnish more than a gold, right? Gold doesn't tarnish or rust, but the silver with the cleaner, it'll remain silver with like large amount. It'll last a lifetime, right? As a silver, very nice silver chain, except you'll have to clean it a different way. You have to clean it with and stuff like that. Until it eventually rusts away, I guess, but I'm not sure how long it would take to do that if you keep it maintained. The gold, though, is a precious metal that will never rust and never tarnish. Literally, this gold ring, I have to clean it, but it'll be, as long as it doesn't get smashed into pieces and burned and blah, blah, blah. As long as it's like in somebody's house, or even if it was out in the weather, even if it was lost, virtually, even if somebody found it in the dirt, like after like 50, 100 years with rain and snow, it wouldn't be rusted. It would still be gold. They'd have to wipe off all the dirt and clean it, and it would be this exact, beautiful gold ring. It's a precious metal. Virtually, unless we burned, it'll last. It's an investment metal. Basically it never fades away. It's hard. That's why gold's so expensive, and they use it they have it in the banks and whatnot, on the bullion, foreign bullion. So these gold jewelry, bullions and all that, right? They have bullions in the bank and all that. With your cash notes, it represents parts, fractional amounts of the bullions and all that. But then also, gold can be used, and I can feel the gold in my teeth and all that. It's a very valuable metal. It makes you feel very rich. It makes you hungry for more money. It's a hard to explain. Like when I was talking about the bullions, I could feel the bullions that this came from. It comes from the big bullions, and then they split it down to the little bars, and then the jewelers work with it, and they create the jewelry out of the gold. Right? It's an expansive process. It took a long time to understand the jewelry and not even that, the metals and the precious metals, precious stones, and even valuable metals and valuable stones. But my family and my dad, he had been scrapping for years. If my dad seen this chain, he see, when people see it, I know how they feel, especially in real life too, when they catch a glimpse of it. Somebody like my dad, seeing this much silver, 925 sterling, he would scrap for aluminum, for steel, and yada yada. Steel's worth some good money, but it's not as valuable as 925 silver. Steel is very valuable, but it's not as valuable as 925 silver. This little amount of 925 silver is worth more than this equal amount of steel, I believe, yeah. Because you can get a steel chain, and that's only going to cost you $5, whereas this sterling silver chain costs $1,000. So if you're into scrapping or selling metals, copper's in a pretty decent valuable metal that people go for and whatnot. And I love copper as well. That's why on Amazon right now, guess what metal that the cookware that I want to get is? Copper. It's all copper cookware. Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. But all I know is I want it. I want to cook in it, have it to cook. If you get to see it, you're lucky to see it. You can buy yourself copper cookware. It's very heat conductive and all that. Listen, my job is to basically work my way up until I have everything that I need. I'm not going to go over and above, but if you catch a glimpse at my cookware, you do. But I don't have it yet. It's like $100 and $200 or something like that. But that is my goal in the future, maybe the next couple of years. Well, that's the next thing of what. Once I have $100 and $200 and I buy this or I buy that, I want that goddamn copper conductive cookware. And I just want to relax, enjoy my apartment because I love my apartment. And I know how, and I said it earlier, I always wanted an apartment with a bathtub where I could take hot baths and all that because I haven't had that in years. I want to keep this apartment for as long as I can. I love a nice hot bath. I love my big toilet. It's hard to find a big toilet anywhere. It's impossible to find a place with a bath. I know what I got. I got my computer set up. I just want to live here forever until I have $50,000 saved. And then I got to pay my taxes. But then once I get my $50,000 saved, no, I don't get cut off ODSP. That's what people don't know. We have exemptions. There's a bunch of different exemptions that you get. Your main residence is an exemption. So once you have $50,000 saved and you have good credit, you can get a nice house on mortgage. $50,000 down payment, as long as you can work out your mortgage payment to be affordable under ODSP. Now, a lot of people have wives to be with them and all that, and then they do work extra income if they are on disability. And then it all depends. It's very few and little. Who knows if I'll ever be able to achieve it? But I'm very high up. Maybe, hey, listen, like I love my apartment, and many people love their places. But that is a goal that I could look. That just keeps me looking forward. That maybe one day, maybe the housing market will go down. Because a lot of adults will soon pass away and their estates will open up and I'll get older and then yeah, when you have $20,000 saved and you down payment or whatever amount of money you have saved, you can get the house of your dreams, first time home buyer, and with disability and others. And I already have my guns. My gun was made in 1890, so I'm 28 years old now, almost 30. So my gun was made 125 years ago. And I don't have the money to buy it again. It's $1,300. So I don't have to buy a gun again. I just have to buy a house. Because my gun will last another 500 years. It'll last longer than my own life. That was how important it was. It was almost $2,000 for that gun. And now I got all the accessories for it. I got my Ruger case. I feel like a real man. I can make my own decisions. I don't have to worry about somebody running up and robbing me inside my house. I feel very safe. Very safe. Ugh. I got one of the nicest antique guns on the market. I mean, there is nicer, but for being somebody that actually got to get it, you know, like everybody can look at the picture or play the video game and yada yada. But coming from me, I know I was very lucky to buy my handguns when I did, because the government knew that, and that's why there's no more purchasing of the handguns or sale of handguns right now for a while, or they're restricting it, where you're only supposed to have the guns that you really need for general purpose. You don't need to be too abundant. We don't want a surplus, too much surplus. But at the same time, that's how I got my gun, was surplus. I mean, I'm so lucky to have got this surplus. Like I said, they didn't have much surplus. Only one man in Canada had this surplus for me, and he only had 2 in surplus out of the entire country of Canada to get one of these. So that tells you that only me and one other man out of millions and millions of Canadians could have this gun here. They don't have it. There's nowhere else to get this gun here in Canada. Unless you're a super high up military or something like that. Or if you got RPAL, maybe you can order it or something. I'm not sure how the RPALers and the PALers are doing it, or the gun dealers. This one's that one is a very special exemplary signal flare pistol, military surplus, universal gun that will also shoot 45s, 20 gauges, 410s. I was very lucky to get it. I don't think many other people are going to get it, unless you're a property owner, unless maybe in 20 years I might see some other guys get it, or some younger guys get it, some younger ones. But I don't see many of them getting them, because people bought their guns about 10 years ago, and then before that, 10 years before that. And then, so I don't think anybody will be buying guns for another 10 years or so, like, too heavily. But I see on gun posts, they're buying and selling all day long, new ones. But it's not a buy and selling all day long. You sit there and you watch it. It's the same guns. They're sitting up at auction. And people are eventually coming by and picking them up on the website, kind of like I picked mine up on. And it's just the one website, gunpost.ca. That's the only one. And then there's that Town Post. But that's only in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and BC. They have their own little rurality thing going on over there, where they have that Town Post, which is cool in Ontario. I mean, I see that, and I see that they call Northern Ontario, they're calling it Aurora or something like that. But I think they should include Northern Ontario. I mean, I get Southern Ontario, I see their ideology. They don't, there's so much city going on right there with Toronto, Mississauga, and Brampton. They don't want too much guns. It's not about the city. It's about guns in the city, because it's more about guns where, say, you're not directly in like a big metropolitan city. You're in the middle of, say, the wilderness. You're in the wild west. But it's like that even here in southern Ontario, southwestern Ontario. But I've learned a lot about guns. Wow, have I learned a lot. From the 44 to the 45, the Colts, the Smith & Wessons, Webley, and European and United Kingdom the guns from there, and different calibers and gauges and all the different mechanisms, and now it really formulated more maturely. I understand, oh my gosh, what I could have had now, what I did wrong, and what I did right, and all that, and then I have to make agreements that, well, I don't live in the United States, so unfortunately right now I don't have one of those brand new Glocks. Because if I was in the United States, I would have one of those new Glocks tonight. You know, I just watched a video on it. They got the Glock case, and you get the Glock, $699 or whatever it is. But I don't get my disability down in the United States. I get my disability in Canada. As much as I love a Glock, but I'm happy with my 410, and I'm happy with my revolver. I always wanted a revolver, and I always wanted a 410, a little mini 410 break action. I mean, hey, who couldn't be happier? In Canada, generally, even somebody with an extended mag isn't going to fuck with you, like in your house when you got a 410. Because even if they come in with an extended mag and you boom them, you could shoot the gun with the 410 in the mag and they'll lose the whole mag or whatever, right? So, and it'll explode. So even if somebody had like a 223 with the biggest magazine or whatever, you could shoot either their head or their gun, and you would deneutralize them immediately, and then boom, you got 6 more 32 rounds. So even with my firearms, even somebody equipped with a 223 or anything, they still would have no chance. So that's a Liberator. That's what they called these ones, Liberators. There was the Liberator. If you search it up, they had these one-shot guns. They were for people that weren't extremely wealthy. They were born poor or what have you, but they were wealthy enough to where they owned a gun. I mean, they weren't the big shot guy yet or whatever, and they just weren't born in that family, but boy, they had a gun to protect their soup or their little computer and yada yada, because people was coming in and they was robbing for sweet potatoes or whatever. All right? But not very much sweet potatoes. They're more coming for your iPhone. I mean, I swear to God. Some people are so uneducated. You can go on your eBay. And you can search up iPhone, and you can buy an iPhone for $300, but people, you got to watch them. But I don't go around many people. But I love people. My revolver is so small in its pocket holster, it's completely concealed that it's unnoticeable. I don't even make it a topic. It's not even a topic of conversation or anything like that. My shotgun stays at home generally all the time, unless I'm going to go outside and shoot clay targets or go hunting, or I will maybe bring my 410 in my backpack and go hunting one day. That's a Canadian right. Why was I even born here in Canada if I can't take my shotgun to go hunting with it out in the concession area or whatever? That was always our big belief. I mean, we were born here in Canada. We had a $1.3 million estate. My grandfather built his house in Hillsburg. I'm not in Toronto. I'm not going back to Toronto ever again. So that's why I said to people, I said, you wasn't even filming. It's like, I'm not going back there. So people they didn't understand that. I mean, they see me I'm not ever going back to Toronto. I'm buying my house somewhere, either in Port Elgin or if I don't do that, then I'll bring my money. Like, when I say money, I mean I'm saving for a $50,000 down payment, and then I'm paying mortgage and all that. So whoever wants to make the money, it doesn't matter. But I'll bring it up northern Ontario, wherever. I can be anywhere in Ontario, and I get my disability. And hell, even if I wanted to switch to Saskatchewan, I think it's an easy process to move my disability to Saskatchewan. But I don't want to move to... I love Ontario. I was born here. But I love the area I'm in right here because it's exactly where I was born. So maybe that will turn out in Port Elgin that I do buy a house here. They got ones for sale, and I'm not the pickiest one. There's some nice ones for sale, but I do want something big, okay? I do want something big, but you know how it is. But I've seen some small ones for sale. Who knows how it'll be in 20 years? Maybe I'll never leave this apartment. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go homeless again. Hopefully not, though. That's the big thing. I don't want to go homeless again because I'll die. I have medical conditions. I shouldn't be taking as many baths, but I love a good bath, but in a good shower, hot shower. But I'm just getting now where I'm starting to really settle down, and the economy's starting to go well for everyone, including me. And it takes time. Like this year, these were some big purchases. So I'm done for this year. And I wish it could have been a little bit better of a year, but it was a pretty good year. Next year, we'll have to see what comes around. But yeah, it takes years and years. There was a guy that ran up in me on me. General Beans, I'm staying at this one Airbnb. Next thing you know, they come in the house and they're yelling robbery. I've never heard of a robbery. Usually it's the biggest idiots. Well, they must have cared about me so much that they planned this robbery, and then when they broke in, they didn't even do it so serious. They came in screaming robbery, and then it was horrible. They had guns. I didn't even have a gun at this time. I just had my pocket knife. I was staying at an Airbnb. All I had was a pocket knife. A kid with a pocket knife. He's staying at his Airbnb. It's in his pocket. I'm playing a game on thing or whatever. Not playing game, but I'm doing email or whatever. He comes in, he says, "It's a robbery, da 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 da, robbery," and they break in the door and da da da. The only thing that saved me was that pocket knife. And he had a big gun. He was aiming it and all that. But I got in close. No, he got in close. Thank God he got in close. Because I didn't spring at him or nothing. I was inside my room. I didn't even go outside the door. I let them come. I said, if he comes in my door, he's already in I hear him in the main doors. If they come in my door, then what am I supposed to do? So I opened my pocket knife and said, if he comes in the main door or in this door, because I'm in my room, right? You can't come in my room like that. And they're yelling robbery, 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 and they have guns and and they're yelling robbery. And then they break in my door and he has gun. And I'm standing there looking at him, and he's just looking at me with gun at me. And he doesn't say anything because I think he was going to start shooting. So I hit him with the knife, just kept hitting him. I wasn't stabbing him too viciously. It was just hey, get away from me, get away from me. It was little superficial stabs. I was get away from me, get away from me. And then he wouldn't get away from me. And he was being serious. Because I was hitting him, and then I started hitting him pretty hard, and he wasn't moving. So that you thought he was tough or something. So then I just kept hitting him harder, and then he started feeling the pain, and then he ran away, and it was this attempted robbery, home invasion. It was weird. That was a weird one. That was General Beans, James Lewis, and he was in this restaurant. I'd never heard anything like it. Oh my God. He's in this restaurant. He pulls a gun on somebody. He's supposed to be in jail. I don't know what the heck. But he didn't get anything from me. But then, oh my God. That's why I don't go anywhere near that Brampton, Mississauga, or Toronto. There's some stupid people out in that area. They robbed me when I was trying to get away from this, there's just so many bad black people and all that out there. I'll testify, I'm not racist. This freaking woman starts getting my backpack, rips out my laptop, steals my laptop, stabs me in the hand. What the hell? You can't. That's why I don't go anywhere near Toronto or nothing. It's a bad area. They let people in like crazy. It's unbelievable. If they had me as the prime minister, it'd be different, but they don't. You have to vote me in and send me a lot of money so I have the power to do anything. I mean, it's not racism. I love our people, but we got to get the guns off the street for the ones that don't deserve to have them, and we got to change the cities. And the thing about the cities is This is where our Amazon, our Walmart stuff comes from, and all the stuff that you order on the internet, and blah, 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 that you order on the internet. And then you have these street people that cause problems over in the greater Toronto area, Vancouver, and all that. It's unbelievable. And it's like, can't our, and I love our police, and I've always supported our police, and I work with the police. But we got to have the police take care of these ones. And it's not me. We know who it is. It's these other ones. And if you didn't know, if you're new to being new to policing, there's plenty of incentives if you can actually get these real criminals like the ones that robbed me or hurt people in our community. Or even your own partners or ones that you're working with in your department. If you can inform on those people that they're doing a violation, that they've been violating the law, I know it's, hey, when it comes to law, you want to clean it up. You want it to be a healthy environment for even a correctional officer inside of the facility that's causing problems in there by bringing in contraband. That can affect the streets because there's innocent people that have to go through that jail, and because the contraband that officer is bringing it in, they're risking the lives of somebody that has to go home and see their children. Now, the woman won't even, the girl and the son won't even see their daddy now because a correctional officer brought in a gun and shot and gave it to a bad person in jail, and then they got killed in there when they were just going through the court and all that. So don't be scared to tell on your fellow officer and have them persecuted, because we've seen, go search up videos. They'll turn in their guns and all that. Don't think you're above the law because you're an officer. Everybody's got to stand by it. If you're a true Canadian, you're a true good person, then you'll agree that everybody's got to be held accountable. Now, hey, we have certain things where, hey, there's accidents that happen and there's certain exemptions and all that. But when there's blatant out bad crimes that are being committed or acts that of indecency, it shouldn't be tolerated. And I'm a lax individual, but when it comes to certain things, once it's a violation of the law, in my opinion, to a certain degree. Now, when it came to the marijuanas and all that, it was one thing. I don't mind them smoking marijuanas in the jail because, hey, if they smoke marijuana in the jail, it's a relaxing effect. They're probably not going to fight and yada yada. And there's correctional officers that they don't mind, say, if they smell the marijuana and they're smoking. Like, I've been in the jail, they were smoking a lot, right? And they used to sell cigarettes in the jail. I wish they would canteen marijuana and cigarettes and just let them smoke and all that in a certain fashion. But there is a lot of fires in there, though. That's the thing. If they sell lighters, there's so many fires and shit like that, and that's why it can't be allowed. But I detoxified pretty well when I was in jail. I didn't smoke at all. People were selling drugs and all. Well, I smoked a little bit. But I didn't make it a thing. I didn't trade any of my meals for drugs. I just sobered out. Same with the hospital. I sobered out. It was really nice. So it's a really nice sobering experience. But just like no, but you know what you got to watch as an inmate? You got to watch what you tell the other inmates. You know what they kept trying to do to me? Oh, man. They'll do it to people, and they did it to me. Of course they did it to me. It showed me how important I am, and it gave me a lot more confidence. And my eyes crossing because I'm looking at the webcam. What is it called? Oh... I can't remember now. My head just completely lost where the heck I was. Those radio people get paid a salary, don't they, for doing radio all day and all night long or whatever? To local radio, they get salary when you're a official radio person for the town or whatever, the jurisdiction. It's a good career. They get to they hop on all day and they spin the music all day, the radio. I don't know what the heck I was going on. I was going to say something about something, but anyways.